Do you suffer from TDS, truss rod derangement syndrome? Hi, John Levan here with the Guitar Services Workshop. TDS is nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, it happens to all guitars. It can be caused by weather changes, alternate tunings, or changing string gauge. But there's a cure. You just have to adjust your truss rod. The truss rod is located inside the neck under the fretboard. It controls how much relief, also known as forebow or backbow, the neck has. When the truss rod is out of adjustment, it can cause string rattle, dead notes, or even high action. There are three types of truss rods. You have the non-adjustable, found in many classical and vintage guitars. Non-adjustable truss rods can be made from metal, wood, or graphite. You may have to find an alternative way to correct the problem. If your neck doesn't have the proper amount of relief though, because again it's non-adjustable. Single action truss rods only force the neck in one direction when you tighten it by turning the nut clockwise. When you turn it counterclockwise, it relieves pressure on the neck, causing it to forebow. And finally, double action truss rods. These force the neck in both directions, allowing the neck to be forced either into a forebow or into a backbow. Here are some tools you'll need to adjust your truss rod. 1. String action gauge, like this one from All Parts. 2. A capo, like this one from D'Addario, which is the best capo on the market in my opinion. 3. Truss rod tool. This could be a hex key, screwdriver, or a nut driver. Number 4 would be good lighting. I use a magnifying light to help me see under the strings so I can measure the relief accurately. When measuring the neck relief, hold the guitar in playing position. Use a capo on top of the first fret and hold the low E string down at the last fret. This is easier if you use your left hand to do it. Using a string action gauge, slide it behind that low E string and look for the greatest distance from the top of the frets to the bottom of the string. The greatest distance is usually found around the 7th fret. The best amount of relief is between 8 thousandths and 12 thousandths, depending on your playing style. The lighter you strum, the less relief you need. However, if you strum hard or use a capo, I recommend more neck relief, somewhere between 10 and 12 thousandths. If the neck is too straight or backbowed, turn the truss rod counterclockwise, retune, and remeasure. If the neck has too much relief or forebow, turn the truss rod clockwise, retune, and remeasure. Again, we're looking for between 8 and 12 thousandths of relief around the 7th fret. With proper tools and training, you too can cure truss rod derangement syndrome. Learn more at guitarservices.com and click on the Workshops tab. There you'll find our workshop schedule and the registration forms. Check out our YouTube channel, click subscribe and that bell icon to stay updated. A like and share is always appreciated. We're training the next generation of guitar techs and luthiers. Sign up today at the Guitar Services Workshop. See you then.